On the front side of our note foldable, we talked about slope being rise over run, or the vertical change over the horizontal change. Right now we're going to look at a positive slope example that asks us to find the slope of a line that passes through the points -4, -6, and 2, 3. And so step number 1 is going to be to plot those points on the graph. -4, -6 is in quadrant 3, and 2, 3, which is in quadrant 1. Step number 2, draw a line that goes through those 2 points using a ruler. It's really important that you use ruler when we're doing this slope stuff so that you can be really, really accurate. Step 3, draw a box on the graph to help you see how much the graph goes up and right. Hint, always draw rise first, then run. So what they mean by a box is we're just going to square this off to go from here to here. They want you to, it's really more like a half a box, and they want you to go up first, rise over run. So count the squares up and put that number in the numerator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The rise is 9. Count the squares right and put that number in the denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rise over run is 9 over 6. Make sure your final answer is reduced. It may be a fraction or an integer. If it's an integer, it's okay to write the slope over 1. So an example of a whole number slope would be slope equals 4 or 4 over 1. In this case, we have 9 over 6, which does need to be reduced because 9 and 6 have a common factor of 3. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 3. And when I do that, I get 3 over 2. Now, what I don't want to happen is I don't want you to write slope as a mixed number. Slope is always going to be a fraction, an integer, or an improper fraction. In this case, the improper fraction m represents slope 3/2, or 3 over 2. So down here, we have a practice problem. Find the slope of a line passing through -2, 2 and 3, 4. The first thing that we need to do is plot -2, 2. That's in quadrant 2 of our graph. And plot 3, 4. 3, 4. Once we plot both of our points, we can draw a line that goes through with a straight edge or ruler, whatever you have available. Remember that we always want to draw our lines to go completely through the coordinate plane, all the way to the edges, all the way to the white space, just to give ourselves the most accurate line. Then we can draw our little squared off box here from one point to the other to show how many boxes it goes up. 1, 2, and put that in our numerator. And then how many boxes it goes right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is my run. Now this slope is already in simplest form. 2 and 5 do not have a common factor, so the slope of this line is 2/5. So the slope of a line that passes through that point is 2/5. We could also say that m equals 2/5 because m represents slope. And then it says, compare to graph and describe in your own words what this means. I really think what they're asking us to do here is just compare the graph and compare the slope. I'm not sure why that got cut off. Compare the slope in the graph in your own words and what this means. And really what the slope means is that from one point to the next, every point goes up, every point on this line goes up to and right 5 for the next point. So if we continued going up to and over 5, that's when we would find 1, 2, 3, 4. And I didn't draw this line perfectly, but this would be the next point on the line. We could continue going up to and over 5 to get to our next point, and all of those should fall on that line.